wide-eyed look of bewilderment.
How many times am I allowed to guess? Yay! I can guess as many times as I want. Okay, let's do the actual one because I don't think they'd have extra things for selecting the same person twice. Wilson! I have guessed everyone in my record.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was visiting professor from England, invited to University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo Japan Anglo-Japan Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of the Englishman has been spilt on us. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Ume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor?
I didn't do it.
This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court thereby wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. Huh. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient, expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime.
So that's just why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it?
Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman.
Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. Nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime.
And so were you. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going.
Alright, I'll see you later. Okay, wait. Yeah, that's me. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a bit longer.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. In English class tomorrow, then, partner. Whoop.
The British Empire. Oh, it's incredible to think. Wait. I see that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hi.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson.
Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Norahado.
Yes, Your Excellency.
How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death.
Cause of death. Obviously, that was,
Reynosuke, remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up with evidence.
by evidence, but how?
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death, then select present. Do it now.
Yes!
Yes! Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
And to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
Yes. Sorry, yes. That's right. The post-mortem report.
In the West, the doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way.
Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, you should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record.
So that's a photographic print. Well, something I've never seen before. Very superior to drawing. The detail's incredible.
Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Are you? Let us start the trial.
I'm surprised you didn't just turn around and try and call me guilty immediately.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
This is it then.
I think I maybe have worked out what the professor had in mind.
The professor? You mean Mikotoba?
Yes, clearly, you're the defense lawyer today, not me, but that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
Oh. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial.
Really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he?
Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kaza.
Well, my first piece of advice is rein in the crazy look of a bewildered and control that cold sweats.
Only if you ran in that crazy handbend and control the cold stares first.
Ah, the butler.
It's always the butler. I'm gonna accuse everyone now.
State your name and occupation for the court, please.
Wants to be Honoso.
Oh.
Me? Of course. My name is Shatori Hasuganaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival.
Oh my gosh.
Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up somewhere.
Is he dying?
Maybe.
It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother. Do you have tuberculosis? You're coughing
Well,
up
it
blood.
really should.
As everyone knows, the capital southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim sight crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants in Occidental.
Understood. Professor-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy. Please?
Oh, for sparring maybe, but us sparring?
It was just after 2 p.m. on the day of in question. We have few dinners at that time of day.
Wait. Yep, just a little bit after 2.
The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied.
This was my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place.
It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining room area to see what happened. There I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on, let me just clarify something here. Well, I did pick up a gun I found laying on the floor beside the professor. I didn't shoot him.
Objection!
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. Or wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur.
But
Next time you interrupt at inappropriate times, you will be punished, defendant Norohodo. Or penalized, I'm sorry. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must quietly listen to the witness.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today.
Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student.
Huh? Wait, what did you just say? There's no one else around that table.
What's the matter, Ryunosuke?
That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at this table.
Really?
That's not something the waiter could have missed. I'm warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Wait and see, because we'll have our time to do it?
Yeah, wait and see.
Because anything we say has to be backed up. It is for the one to say something, but I was told not to interject.
Ryunosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you?
I suppose I am. Never got into the university otherwise.
But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know? If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty.
Alright, you scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. There is something I want to say. I'm just gonna shut my eyes and say it. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day.